Hi, I'm Michelle Aden at the Capitol with Senator Fillmore to talk about Senate Bill 107 regarding nuisance-based laws. Can you tell us a little bit about your bill?
Yeah, this really serves as a check on local governments, right? When, as any homeowner knows, the city has a lot of different codes and regulations for what you can do with your own property. We just want to make sure that when cities pass ordinances like that, that it's targeted to avoid a specific negative outcome, like too much noise or too much light at night or a bad smell, right? Something.
Right.
I mean, there are legitimate reasons to protect other people's property from a nuisance that I, as a property owner, might create. But we don't want it to be so arbitrary that they can just enforce a rule just because there's a rule, even if it doesn't create anything negative on any of my neighbors, right?
Right.
Just as an example, most cities have rules against chickens, right? Even if they allow them, they're in some small quantity, and that's typically done because chickens can create a bad smell in a neighborhood, and that's a problem that we ought to be able to abate. They might create noise, or if they're not well taken care of, they can be unsightly. That might have an impact on property values. But if the limit is 2 chickens, and I have 3 chickens, and the only way my neighbors know about it is because they get a lot of free eggs, that's really not a reason that I should have to give up my property rights.
Right.
Or have to be penalized by the government, to pay a fine or be forced to give up my personal property just because my neighbors are getting eggs, if none of those other negative aspects are there, right?
Right.
And so that's just one specific problem. But in concept, what we're really after is to protect property rights. And so on the one hand, we want to rein cities in from abusing their power over individual property rights owners, but also empower cities to protect the rights of neighbors when nuisances are actually created.
Okay, perfect. And why does this matter so much to you?
Really, because I'm a property rights advocate, and I think government exists to protect people in their rights, and to make sure that as I exercise my rights, I'm not impacting your ability to exercise yours. That really is the foundational role of government, and cities have a role in that, but sometimes they can get a little bit out of whack. And there are examples, like there's a guy in Magna who has like $42,000 in fines and things like that. We just want to make sure that cities' powers are properly circumscribed within what the role of government ought to be.
Perfect. I think that sums it up. For more information or to contact your legislator, just click on the link in the description below.